Alright, so this is me making a video of my workspace. That would be my lovely assistant, Cherie. So, this used to be a place where the original homeowners put a small room to have a jacuzzi. That right there is the master bedroom. We are not going in there right now. So immediately to my left, this is the door we just came out of. And I got inspired to make these beaded curtains when we first moved in. And they throw these lovely rainbows all over the wall, especially this time of year. I really enjoy that. So this is kind of a rustic space, which I really like. That's a personal preference of mine. And here I have a place that I crash sometimes. That bag right there, I had a sack of silk given to me yesterday to spin up. And on the wall you see my warping board, and I've only cut the warp off of a loom twice. And as you see, they're hanging right there because I refuse to waste anything. I used to live in third world and fourth world conditions, and just wasn't always easy to come by what you needed. And that right there is a project that will happen not right now. I also have the beaded curtains in the bedroom that you can kind of see. In the middle of the room, I have my 48-inch rigid heddle loom from Ashford, and it has a project on it right now, one of the ones that had to cut part of the warp off. I don't want to talk about that right now. And to the right, we look into the great outdoors. I have a beautiful view, and as you see, some of you will recognize that stained glass window, and another one, both of those made by my sister. I keep projects in here and yarns. Okay, so I have one where I have a lot of frogged yarn, and like I said, I refuse to waste anything. One box for patterns, another box for half-finished projects so that they're not in my face all the time. You know, a couple of these are for novelty yarns that I'm not going to use for just everything, but they're there because you know you want them. This is my tiny little workspace. I made a little ironing board, ironing station for myself out of a dinner tray, a TV tray that was falling apart. And this is some of the more recent things I've laid out that I need to process. Some African Ankara that I just picked up, and a couple of sample projects that I've been referring to while I work on other things. And these are just my newest yarns besides what I've gotten for this current project. The serger and a little basket full of silk scarves that I'm planning to make masks out of, just because, you know, you can breathe with those things. More storage, tools, supplies. Yep, we use them. A Swift that sort of stays out of the way until I need it. My husband insists I need this right here. Underneath I put scrap yarns, threads, fabrics, whatever. Scraps go in there, and they'll become the stuffings of pillows or whatever they need to be used for, so that they're not wasted. Sewing station, and okay, most people have a little tomato. I have a pumpkin for all of my pins and so forth. Of course, there's always more. And my sewing machine that I'm still learning to use. I have not mastered yet. We have more storage here, projects, sewing box. Again, I have working on projects for different things. I have them already laid out, bundled together. Same here. On this top shelf, you know, some my carding basket with my carders and some cones and spools. These are trims, and then again part finished projects and projects that are laid out. The part finished ones are on top, the laid out ones are underneath. In the space this tiny, it's about the only way to keep it under control. As you can see, I have an infatuation with exotic textiles, African, Indonesian, Chinese, Thai. I've got lots of stuff in here. I've even got some Korean cotton. Down below, this big can has a quick project that I'm making for a friend, and then I'm moving it out of here. Reeds, separators, long shuttles, lace rods, you get the idea. All of these tools. More yarns that haven't found a proper home yet. We're working on it. Down below, they actually are separated by colors, and if they are genuine materials or man-made synthetics, that sort of thing. And I have a bag of Velcro, a bag of elastics, and some other trims. This hat box has a bunch of tiny 2-inch pin loom squares that I'm going to make sort of a patchwork sweater out of. I just thought that would be a lot of fun. And of course all of these shuttles and tools. And I do have in here, mixed among the things, a backstrap loom that I picked up in the Solomon Islands when I did my anthropological field work. And then on the walls, you see the posters, my husband's posters from Mardi Gras. We're from Louisiana, and those were from Lake Charles, which kind of doesn't exist anymore. And so here's the overview of the workspace. And one of my favorite parts, though, I have lots of ornaments that hang in the windows and from the ceiling. And I can't tell that it's showing up all that well, but I have lots of them, and they all just make me really happy. And then a couple of poured paint pieces made by friends. It's not a large space, but it inspires me and makes me happy. So I had to pull out part of this warp, and I couldn't roll it, so I left the original heddle and then moved it into a second one with a wider spacing, and then I just took out big sections. I didn't really want stripes, and I thought the colors would blend better than they actually did, so it gave me an excuse to pull them out. But this is turning out to be a clunky project, and I haven't touched it in months. It's been sitting at this point just because I lost a little momentum when I had to pull out all of that. But we'll get it done. Thank you for visiting my studio. Marie Antoinette showing off. Thank you so much for coming to my studio today. Have a great day.